come in here to go, do you have any proof for this about like the things that I'm saying, which then, you know, cause me to show the proof, which then ends up introducing the person that you are seemingly trying to defend and his gross ass fucking ways to a shit ton more people in the process. If you were involved in anything like this, defense would mass email Biden to nuke you. I know. How can you make claims like this when you don't know how sniping jobs work? That's funny. Yeah. The messages of him doing age play with a teenager, the same teenager he leaked Lauren Southern's private messages to, and also all the sex videos involving others. Yeah, I know. That stuff is, I mean, it's gross and weird and I don't understand it, but so I can't tell if this person is a hater of Diddy Chelly or if they're actually a fan that is like seemingly trying to defend him, but then end up causing him to look worse in the process. Guaranteed he won't respond, but record this and post it on their subreddit. It's always interesting because when they, I mean, what? They're going to post this clip on their subreddit, so then more people in his fan base are going to see this, you know? Yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah, people are going to post it in the subreddit. And then what? How are they going to defend it? Who from FaZe is joining you at the gym? Jason is. They won't post this one because you mentioned Lauren Southern is a banned topic in their spaces? Huh. It didn't seem like it was a banned topic when he was trying to fuck her and openly talking about how he was helping her restructure her content so she could reach a broader audience. Oh, that's right. He had that conversation when he was flexing on his other friend, Nick Fuentes, neo-Nazi Nicholas Fuentes. That's right. He was talking about how he was helping Lauren Southern with her search engine optimization. That is what happened. Then Nick flexed in D's mouth. We don't know if that was Nicholas Fuentes. Bro, check out how stupid Hasan is for playing this clip of Diddy Chelly talking about how he was in a situation where CSAM was created. Lamau, he's so stupid. They stopped defending him as much and instead opt to attack you more. Yeah, but they haven't stopped attacking me ever. And if they don't defend a lot of this stuff, I mean, this stuff is indefensible. So scratch a liberal and a Nazi cum. What was this? You literally recommended this and it happened? Yeah, I did. Ain't no fucking way, dude. Ain't no fucking way. That's someone rocking the John Brown. Someone rocking the John Brown merch fucking rolled up to the Tulsi Gabbard RFK meetup. That's amazing. It's hilarious. Hey, that may be a motive for him to cape for the CEO. Maybe one of the Nazis he's courting is a big fan of the CEOs. Yes, I'm going to be working out with Bradley in a second, in a little bit. They also changed their policy on the Reddit threads on you, lol. No, I think that came after the, I think that policy came after there was extensive reporting from Bloomberg about their mass harassment, mass brigading, and their Discord, inside of their Discord. They basically changed their Discord structure as far as I understand. Are you ending it or coming back? No, I'm not ending anything. I'm gonna switch over to the fucking IRL and continue. They basically changed the structure of their Discord because they were so openly and obviously fucking brigading that not only the adpocalypse was a genuine failure and it fell flat, and even most people on LSF that they also brigade were like, dude, what the fuck? This is not this is not a thing. That they also did not want to come across as insane, but I think the damage had been done at that point, especially when Destiny openly stated that he wanted to mass brigade. Yeah, they're worried about their subreddit and their Discord getting deleted, so they had to like clean house. They're debating in there about whether you or Candace Owens is more anti-Semitic. Yeah. Did you see this? This was funny. What? Dan Throws? What is this? Oh, look, two people that have been banned off Twitch for, you know, mass harassment, toxicity, brigading, all this stuff. Oh, are they reading the Bloomberg article that I was talking about? Let's see.
Like, the thing is, I sent this to the editor and I said this was incorrect and that I've never said this.
Okay. You're sure that your emails don't have the...
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah. You can go to the site and click the button. It's been the same. I've never... Why would I ever say that they suspended Israeli users? I know that's not true. No one would ever say that. So what they're saying right here, I feel like it's just slander, right? Well, no, libel. Libel is written.
That's pure defamation. They just don't care.
I've never said this, and they're saying that I have said this. They're furiously tapping over there.
I'm just checking the email. Double checking.
I did. I sent an email to the editor, and I said I demanded a retraction or a correction on it. If they don't, fuck it. I will sue them.
Oh, no, wait, hold on.
What's that? Chicken Big Mac.
Forget it. Delete this part of the VOD.
Okay. Why?
Because it's Your fucking dumb email does say that.
No way.
Even more troubling, Twitch previously suspended all Israeli accounts for a year without public acknowledgement or explanation.
So the mass email that they spammed to every fucking advertiser contain an obvious falsehood. The mass email that they spam to every single sponsor and every single news outlet with the hopes that they could potentially get some of these advertisers to pull out. It actually contained a very obvious falsehood against Twitch. I think considering that this article itself features at least 3 advertisers that have pulled out as a direct consequence of these mass email campaigns that featured a direct falsehood, I suspect that Twitch could actually sue Dan Saltman and Destiny for Dan Saltman utilizing Destiny's Discord, utilizing Destiny's subreddit, utilizing Destiny's community, with Destiny also hyping up these investigations, these operations over and over again. I feel like there are legal damages that you could claim. I'm just saying, I don't know. After all, I don't have I don't have this I don't have this power over Twitch, but
Suspended creation. All right, well, never mind then. All right, we'll just trim that part out of the VOD.
cool, man. For the record, this is what I mean. I've been saying this. He literally had a website called twitchadvertising.com or some shit. Yeah, I know. DanClancySucks.com, HamasPiker.com. Numerous websites. Jason texted you? I know. We're waiting for another person. They're saying to delete the logs in his offline chat now. Lamau, these people are so shameless. This is what's funny because they mass stalk you. Some do it back and they get caught in shit like this. Yeah, look, I'll be honest. I mean, this is coming from a person who has openly fantasized about hoping that I kill myself and claiming that if I did kill myself, the world would be a better place. It's of course not going to happen, and it's a pathetic thing to fantasize about out loud, especially about a guy who does not give a shit about you whatsoever. You know what I mean? And would leave it alone. But now that I have done a fraction, now that I've done even a fraction, I would say over the course of the past 5 years, this is 1% back in the direction of Diddy Chelly, a person who is such a target-rich environment for numerous horrifying things that he has said openly. Just a cursory glance, exactly. A cursory glance into Diddy Chelly's operations and the way he conducts himself shows him to be a repulsive individual. Do not understand why for years and years, this dude has operated this mass harassment campaign thinking that none of this would ever come back to him. I just don't get it. I love that your stalker is saying you're obsessed with him, some baby reindeer shit. I know. He told a SA victim that he hopes she gets anally R-worded till she bleeds. What? Okay, it's too much. How are people in his audience so uncritical of his actions? They're gross. Shabibo is coming for Bill Burr, but we can't do that right now because we gotta leave. I'm still waiting for someone to pull up, though, before we leave. And while we wait for that, let's take a look at the CNN coverage on the matter.
For them to be oh, this is why would anybody want to do this? It's they're denying claims and people are dying.
So this is very common kind of armchair analysis. John, your eyebrow is up to here. I mean, you can't tell me you haven't heard something like this in the last couple of days.
No, look, I mean, there's plenty of anger and frustration in insurance companies, but do not lionize murderers or elevate psychotic screeds into a manifesto. This is insane. Don't make a folk hero out of this cat.
I texted
he
Jason
assassinated a CEO going to a thing. And you got a problem with the way insurance companies do business. There are a lot of righteous ways to handle it within the legal structure.
And I want
but I think we're playing a little bit footsie with elevating this cat, and he doesn't deserve it.
Do you think he's but he's not being elevated by any particular thing. It's like the general internet. There's one voice you can point to saying you're the one who's turned him into a hero.
I mean, there's plenty of voices. You can go on the internet right now and find all manner of people who are lionizing this person or fetishizing him sexually or so on and so forth.
But I mean mainstream media. I don't think the mainstream media is doing erotic fan fiction of this guy. That is the thing that's happening.
Somebody who was trusted by the mainstream media just as soon as a few months ago, Taylor Lorenz was out there saying she felt joy when she heard about this. I mean, I agree with John. I think there's a culture in the United States right now that just doesn't, there's no respect for
There's no respect.
Laws. There's no respect for. There's no respect for life. There's no respect for our cultural norms, and people believe that they should be able to take matters into their own hands. It's pretty ugly.
I think it works on all ways. I think it works on both sides. I think it works in this country in general. You said before we even got into this conversation, the internet is consistent. It's consistent with people who have things to say but really have nothing to say, and their opinions really don't matter. I think something's really interesting about, not even interesting. Did anybody see that movie, The Rainmaker? Did you guys ever see that movie back in the day, 1997?
Sort of lawyer, hero lawyer dramas.
John Grisham. Yeah. And it was not necessarily similar to this, but the lawyer was Matt Damon, and he was suing a big insurance company because they kept denying a claim. And in this particular case, the young kid died, and he had cancer, but his mom kept trying to fight the big insurance company, and they won in the end. And I heard you earlier today say, just a moment ago, say, there are ways to go about this. For people who feel frustrated, and I'm not excusing Luigi at all, but I don't know if anyone feels like there are any legal ways to go about it. And I'm still unclear on what his actual motive is. He comes from this wealthy family. He had a back issue. We're hearing all of these different issues, and I'm like, what was he really trying to do and say? Not that we need to try to understand that.
That's my point.
Where are we at with him? What's going on with him? Who is he really? He's 26 years old. He graduated from an Ivy League college. His family has money. What exactly was his real motive? And I don't want to make it seem like we are trying to lionize him as a hero.
I think that's kind of what we're walking up towards here, though, right? We're trying to say, what was really the motive behind this? Sometimes it's just, crazy as crazy does, but with a gun it gets worse. But there are right ways. We got a lot of issues in our country around corporations that don't seem to care about the little guy. We got a lot of issues with income inequality, but they're not solved by people writing manifestos, using a gun to murder a private citizen. And then all of a sudden people trying to get inside their head and figure out what the noble motive is or what particular thread he's pulling on the Unabomber's manifesto to make a consistent case against capitalism.
There's never an excuse for what he did, period. And I think when you see people online and in the media defending what he did as a result of their sentiment about large corporations, as a result of how they feel about the healthcare industry as a whole, I think that's a major problem. But it's not something that just started today. We've been seeing this go on, I think, for a very, very long time. And it's not the first time, and I'm sure Geraldo can speak to this, looking back to some of the cases from a decade or more ago, when we see people praise murderers, people like Jodi Arias, where they look at these murderers, they create fan clubs for them. And we're starting to see that already with Luigi Mangione being a physically attractive young man. And you see these women on TikTok and other places that are praising him because of what he looks like. And a lot of young women are posting that.
That's reasonable, I think. You want to dig the guy's six-pack, that's fine. But you fall into a trap when you get into the substance of his beef.
That's it.
Now he's succeeded. So now he's pulled us in. Now the focus is not on Luigi, it's on Thompson. It's on the victim and what the victim does and what the victim has done, with the deny and defund.
Do you think they should release this manifesto?
Oh, yeah, I don't mind.
Because some of the other shootings we've had in this country and other places,
yes.
we still don't know anything about the person who shot at Trump. We still don't know much about the person who committed that atrocity at the Christian school in Nashville. There's a lot of shootings.
The Las Vegas mass shooting, we know nothing about.
There's a lot of things we are hidden from us. And then this guy, Geraldo, shoots, and we know more in 5 minutes about him than we know about all these other people. And I wonder why that is.
But the manifesto, remember, was released before we had the perpetrator. So you have the manifesto. That's how they got the Unabomber. The brother reads the manifesto, recognizes the brother's style of Harvard.
But there's a protocol generally.
Hold on 1 second. Let me jump in here. I'm really glad you brought that up because David Kaczynski has been quoted. Someone reached out to him to say, how do you feel about this idea that he's alluding to your late brother's comments, and he basically said, it gives me a great deal of personal pain to think my brother's actions have in any way contributed to influencing a man like this to kill an innocent human being. I bring this up because I can't think of anything with kind of a longer legacy entail on the dark corners of the internet than the Unabomber's manifesto, which many shooters across various political ideologies have cited or are in that world who still quote from it and still read it.
But there are people who take dark inspiration from Columbine. Look, generally there's a protocol around mass shootings, right? We just call them the shooter. Second of it, we don't publish the manifesto for reasons of elevation. Now, if manifestos are outlined, particularly in some mass shootings where there's something that's already out there, then, yeah, you can read it, but you don't elevate it. You don't
But Scott just
dignify
made
it
a
and start
point where he
fetishizing
said, how come there's ones we don't know? And
Yeah.
you said it with this like kind of question mark, right?
Well,
then
usually
you
it's
said-
whether
but
usually
when I
it's
bring
whether
it
it's
up, doesn't
public or
that
not.
feed
But there are
into the
things
idea?
about this story that feel very auspicious, and so people are attracted to it. I'm not saying that it's the media's fault. That's so easy. But everyone started, oh, wait, who was this guy? Is he attractive? He pulled down his mask. Everyone, there were all these little breadcrumbs, and it makes it feel like we're elevating this guy, but we're not.
Well,
this isn't a typical, and I don't want to say a typical shooting. I don't want to say anything like that. But this story, for whatever reasons, hit home for a lot of people, for better or for worse. We're not suggesting that this guy is great for what he did, but it just did. My best friend tells a story about when her father got dementia at the top of COVID. She had to literally fight tooth and nail day and night for weeks so that they would not deny his claim. So she's interested in it. People are interested because this is something that is happening. Not
It has
excusing
nothing to
it.
do with the assassination of
It
the
has
executive.
nothing to do with the assassination. We're not giving him substance, but we are talking about something that people are interested in. And if you can't deny that healthcare is an issue in this country.
I'm not denying that at all. I'm just saying that we're walking right up to the line.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult for people to start talking so heavily about healthcare now when 2 weeks ago nobody was doing that, or most people in the media weren't doing that. And so it feels a little bit difficult.
Because
I think.
Luigi has succeeded.
Exactly.
Well, stop calling him Luigi, the shooter, right? I mean,
They're
I
mad.
apologize.
Don't
Respect, but
humanize them.
Like, look, we should be talking. People
just
are
like
pissed
saying
off,
Luigi.
and who doesn't? In fairness, but people are really frustrated at the cost of insurance and how it adds to the
Absolutely.
affordability crisis in their daily lives. That's something we should be talking
But we
about.
shouldn't
a
wait
lot.
till someone gets
We can talk about
murdered to be talking about it. That's
yeah,
the problem
but
I have.
and
with
we.
it.
We spent 3 whole days on healthcare before we even knew who the shooter was. They're being so deliberately obtuse. When people started discussing this shit, it was minutes before. It was minutes after the shooting. Yeah, 100p. Luigi the lion. Jason is almost already there. Nagwe Yob Kitten. Thank you for the fan community gift of subs. Luigi the adjuster. Okay, so here's the deal. Okay, I'm going over to the gym. Jason is there already. Bradley's gym. We're gonna live with Bradley. We're gonna live with B-Dog. And while we wait for that, though, while I'm doing that here, I'll go back to the Chuckle Sandwich, and you guys can watch my Chuckle Sandwich podcast. And I'll swap back to me when we are at a decent distance.
Were you
Doesn't matter.
raised religious in any shape or form?
No.
Wikipedia said you were raised Muslim.
I
We
am.
looked at your page.
Yeah, I am,
Oh.
but like not Muslim in the same way that he's Catholic. You know what I mean?
Okay, which denomination of Islam?
Sunni.
Sunni. Okay.
Yeah. Most Turks.
Which
are
one is that? Is that the
Sunni.
uncle or the son?
I think it's the son. I don't know. I don't even know.
Because